guess I got some responding to this Carpenter's View. I just love this guy's videos. I mean, he says right off, you know, I'm getting in here and I understand that I'm in a position trade, so he's not sweating the fact that he got in maybe not at the scalper's price or the ultimate day trading price. So, you know, that's perfect. But he asked me about the Apari. Now, yeah, I don't trade at Alpari. They won't let me trade there. And no one from the U.S. can trade there. Well, I guess you can trade there in the States, but terrible leverage. I'm a high leverage trader, and he asked me about these orders here. Now, these things are pretty much going to delete themselves anywhere from 15 minutes to a half hour to an hour, 1 hour a day. And on here, I kind of designated the orders here by in here I have it. So, for instance, this would buy 80. This would buy 80 pips deep to 120 pips deep, and there's probably an array of orders in there, and it's going to get in kind of like some of these are scalps, and then it's going to have a master stop. So basically it's a 20 pip stop between the last order. And I just, you know, 10K, it may actually be a 3K ticket in there, a 5K ticket in there, an 8K ticket in there, but the whole thing is going to die after 4 hours. And really, in essence, I'm really grid trading it. And I'm trying to build scenarios in now. Now, this order here is a different one. This is actually a single drop order, and I think for most people, this would be the easiest to deal with, because this ticket is I picked this up at the I don't know where I got this from actually. It's out there. If you look for just called drop _ pending, you'll see it come up. I added the sell there. I think I did. I can't remember the origin of this, but basically in here it's a 10K. So inside of here is the this is the situation. It's going to buy this 10K, and the three slippage, 3 pips or whatever it is. I don't touch that. I don't know. I guess you have to give it a little breathing room. And then stop loss, of course, 25 pips, take profit 45 pips. So you got to find a place to put this on the chart, and it's going to decay. This order is going to expire here where it says ticket expiration. Of course, the MT4 is not recognizing some of these commands, but this thing still runs. And then down here is the okay. This, if you have this order placed. Okay, here's the reference to when it'll end. So in 1 day, 24 hours after you put this on the chart, it's going to self-delete. So you can walk away from that. At least you can leave town for 24 hours, right? And then if you place this order below current price, it'll become a stop. And if you place it above current price, it will become a sell limit. And it will not drop unless it meets the criteria of your broker's platform, which, if he lets you trade inside the spread, you can literally almost drop it anywhere, and it will just become a market order on maybe the next tenth of a pip move. Of course, if you drop while you're dropping it, the market moves into that price, it's just not going to show up, because you're getting just, or maybe turns. I don't actually trade it like that. I usually place this pretty far distance from current price, because I'm going to trade the retracement that would occur should the market hit this order and then retrace off of it. So it would be the strategy here would be, for instance, right now I've just got this one drop sell here. Now this was sell at 10K, 35 pip stop, 45 pip take profit. Now, find a place to put this on the chart that makes sense. And like, for instance, here, the British pound. Of course, we're not probably going to make it up there tonight, but it would look something like this. Now that order lasts for a whole day. So the strategy here is the market's going to come up. This bottom becomes a top. It's going to ricochet off that. It's not going to go any further than that. It's going to retrace back into here. Now I can still come back here and tighten this up into this low. So now as soon as I do this, but I've already pre-decided that instead of risking $3.50 or $35, I could say, well, you know what, I'm gonna really give this thing a. Now I can come in here with another one. So you know, if it comes up to here, I'll sell her. Of course, this one you want it to expire in 1 week, so you put a W1 here and you would rewrite the whole script. But this is the only way I could find out to get organized. Now these are shotgun approach orders here. Now this, for instance, this order is going to last for an hour. 25 pips to 65 pip buy range with a 95 pip stop, and you just plunk it in there. Now that's kind of like a you know, if you were a troller, you know, or if you were a fisherman and you netted fish, of course you don't want to pick up any dolphins, right? And you go out there and you're basically canvassing the market. It's kind of like the door-to-door salesman. He's going to knock on 20 doors and he's going to make 2 sales. So since I wrote into the script, you know, I already wrote the trade plan into this one. It would buy, it's basically going to do this. It's going to last for an hour, and it's going to look like it's buying a 10K at 24.8 pips deep with a stop at 95.8, and a take profit of, I guess, the difference between this and this. So it's going to buy the ask, stop out at the bid, take profit at the bid, and this is the comment that would show up in the MT4 platform, so I could keep track of. I guess if I wanted to compile some statistics and find out which were the best running scripts, I haven't got that far, but I'm sure there's a way to get it to, you know, do an assessment. You know, got to hire back office cute people for that, girls for that. But it's too much work there for me. But I'm kind of just taking the approach of I don't mind exposing myself to this much risk for an hour, and then here's a 4-hour bank that's 50 pips deep, same concept, but since it's a longer order, it's a deeper. So that's 4-hour exposure there. So that's a set it and forget it. This one here, 80 pips deep, you could pretty much, of course, some of these, nice thing about Alpari though, I must say, they let me put a ton of orders. I don't think I've actually choked this platform. I'm probably running, let me see here, new MT4 scaring everybody. Here's the high drama terminal they put in there. So here's where I'm sitting now. These are shotgun orders, and this is scalp bands. I created a trading scenario there, and these are single drops. And then these are a daily order, and here's a retrace that I just wrote to do. This is a new one I just wrote, but this comment is, you got to turn comments on in here. It typically on the default it's turned off, but if you turn comments on, it's going to show up in there, so you can be able to see all the insanity. Now, like here's, if I do it by time, so as these orders come into the market, you can see the comment associated with it come in. So that's going to put 4 in, and in 1 hour from now, there's going to expire. But see how I'm making money on this? This is my point being is that trading at the market is typically impulsive unless you're really divorced from the risk. Most people aren't. Most people see money, they think money, and they don't think about market structure or where a good place to get in. But look at how I'm getting my ass kicked on this buy at the market. I bought a 10K, and this pending, there's a 30-minute entry on the dollar Canadian, which I really wasn't. You know, I am bullish in the long term on dollar Canadian, but I knew we had to consolidate and go through that spike. So I did have some scalp, and that's really designed to be a scalp ticket because I'm asking the market to move. I probably in this instance it was going to move maybe 10, 20 pips in 30 minutes. I don't actually describe that in the comment, but I think the comment line allows you to put quite a large statement there, and you could actually, if you have more than one computer, you could have that comment reference that you dropped it on the other computer. If you're a drunken sailor, you can't keep track of things, and maybe if you The ones you would launch from your phone, say, if you were trading on your phone, of course, I don't think MT4, the nice thing is there's tablets out there now. So you could run Windows 8, you could still have the comment, you could drag and drop with your thumb, you could drag and drop some of these algorithmic entries. But I found it's the only way to approach multiple markets and just not care. I think that the caring is dangerous. It really gets you in trouble. And it's too much work sometimes to keep track of. So here I got 4 currency pairs up on this guy. Okay, now another thing is I signed a hotkey, so I can just take that profit off the table. Anything that's in profits, just hit a key and it's just going to clear that off. So I leave my impulsive trade at the market because I think I know where the market's going, but I think we're going to go retest. So I'm trying to keep on the 4-hour chart here. I'm trying to build actually trying to make money. I mean, it's not all fun and games, you know what I'm saying? But no, I put 10 pip handles in here just in case I wanted to do some scalping. Now the computer's going to keep track of the 10 pips for me. And I created my own custom gray bars there, but I was really just interested in close. Of course, if I was scalping, I'd probably go to the smaller time frame here and see the setups here. Now, in this instance, I did write one that's almost like a market order. This is going to last for 15 minutes. It's going to get in like 2 pips deep, I mean, it's crazy, right? Of course, the rest of the order bank's going to get in. Here, let me delete that and do it again. But it's going to look like this, which is essentially like buying at the market. Of course, it's got 15 minutes to get down there. If it doesn't, this order is going to evaporate. Now, this would be the next level. This would be a half-hour order. If it can get that back to this 10 pip handle in a half hour, I'm definitely a buyer. But look at all these beautiful scalps here. Now, if you were dropping this, if you just kept it down to a simple bank. Now, here's a 25 pip. Let me just delete what I got up here so far. I'll put a 25 pip deep in an hour. So I'm asking the market to plunge in an hour. I don't think this would happen, but this is a great news script. And if all you did was trade this one, I think there's probably a stop. In other words, it's buying from this to here. It's buying that whole range. It seems a little psychotic, but only because the market's psychotic. I'm only trying to match the psychosis of the market here. But look at all this drama. Are you serious? Like, you can't make money here? Now, I was just going to do a video on range trading versus trend trading. Now, I don't know what it is about the world. They want to pick a direction for these currencies, and they just love the idea that, oh, you know what? I saw a guy post today that he made 400 pips in the guppy. I thought, well, maybe you should take something off the table because it's consolidation, or you turn into a scalper at this point, okay? When the market fell down through here, all of the breakout traders probably made 100 pips. I can't see in here, but because I usually put my 100 pip handles up here. I just throw them in here just to look at the thing. Okay, you see it now. Those are 100 pips. So I'm a big believer in the 100 pip theory, and we're sitting right at the. Okay, so that's 100 pips. I think we're right at the 100 pips. We're kind of masking it over because we're trading right on top of it. So, or this is actually, I think in this. Let's see. Yeah, we're trading right there. So you can't see it; it's not showing up. But so if you say you sold at the 100 handle here, and you had these pendings, now you did precise drops here like this, it would look like, without regard to any MACD and all that nonsense, you're going to sell this because that's where, the values. I mean, the supply zone, or what they call it. Of course, when it crashed through this, notice how it pulled back. It pulled back. You could, if you were, this would, like, in other words, if I put this sell here, I think it's going up, but say I put that there, that becomes a sell stop on the way down. So if you're a breakout trader, you think it's going to collapse, and then I don't have a drop for the buy side, but I would put a buy drop here, or I would say I would just almost essentially get into the market by doing this. I would just place this in here and buy this retest range. Now look at all these retests in there. So if 80% of the time the market is doing this crap, and it only does this for one day, this is a one-day sell-off, okay? This is 2 days of garbage. And this is what people call noise and all that. This is a 30-minute chart. Now, look, you can make all the money here. Look at this. Inverted head and shoulders, blam. So, yeah, it's just kind of doing trading where I can be a scalper, and that's why I like the videos by this carpenter, because he's saying, oh, you know what? This is a scalp trade. Here's a swing trade. Here's a position trade. If you wear 3 different hats, you're just gonna make money. But you have to have the flexibility. In other words, some people, they built an MAC crossover or something. They're like, yeah, or they're a turtle trader, so they're a trend trader. But yeah, turtle traders are getting their ass kicked on this. Like, or this is just you're locking up margin and all this nonsense. But not to say you should trade a half-hour chart all day. Here's a 1-hour chart. I mean, this is, you know, but look at this 100 pip. You know, I'm not a big fan of Fibonacci. Because, I mean, look at this thing. You kidding? Like here, let me just edit this indicator here on the fly. I go above and below 10. Hopefully it's gonna compile out and not flip out there. So there's all sorts of problems with the new okay, here we go. So this is 100 pips. Look at this 100 pip pivot. Bottom becomes double top. Look at these bankers don't care about no 10 pips. You know, scalper care about 10 pips. But look at this thing pivot on this round handle. This is stupid. Seriously, this is retarded stuff. There, I said it. But look at this, man. Are you serious? Now, for the analysis here, yeah, sure. Place a stop here, right? And get in there, and then trail your stop, whatever. But yeah, I'll buy down here. Look at this. Now this seems counterintuitive. Of course, trading really is, in my opinion, totally counterintuitive. That's why 90% of people lose. They're thinking, oh, you know, I'm going to get in here and I'm going to trail my stop, and it's a perfect world, and I'm right. And fundamentally, this currency, you know, fundamentals are okay, but, you know, I've seen a market move, or I've seen banks trying to intervene when the Bank of Japan was trying to do stuff with their currency, and you know what? The market said, really, you're trying to support the dollar against the yen was going down for 5 years, right? And they would intervene and they would boost it up like 300 pips in 30 seconds or 300 pips in 3 weeks, and then it would just continue in its downtrend, because in the end, the crowds, you know, it's just and the whole idea of market manipulation, for God's sakes, people, you know, you want them to manipulate gold because they put it on sale for you, you know, at 1180, right? So, anyways, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. But no, it's just that I once I figured out I could write a script, I thought, why am I killing myself, right? If I think it's going to plunge 50 pips in 4 hours, then let me write something to encompass that, right? So that's when I went with this. For instance, delete this stuff. Here's a 50 pip, 4 hours. You know, just wait for it to happen. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it.